Hey guys, welcome back to the Woolen Homestead. My name is Tiffany. I'm coming to you from Midland, Michigan, and today is June 30th, 2022. This is episode, 109. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, my name is Tiffany. You can find me on Instagram as the Woolen Homestead, and you have an email for the podcast, which is thewoolenhomestead@gmail.com, and all of the information where you can find me is in the description box below this video. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a little bit since I've talked with you guys, but I'm so glad to be back. Yeah, it's supposed to be 90 degrees today, so it's early in the morning. It's about 8:15, so I thought I'd get started. I do have an AC up here now. This is my craft room, it's upstairs, and so I did have that blasting this morning just to make sure it stays nice and cool. So we'll see we'll see how long that lasts, but it's still pretty cool out this morning, so it should be good to go. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. I have a couple of finished objects this week, and I'm super excited to share them. So first one to show is my Ode to Autumn shawl, and this is by Jennifer Rundhaug, who is the Thriftless Knitter, and it is finished and blocked. I did it in like vintage Christmas colors is what I was going for. And this was our Professor Sprout colorway held double in a sock weight, and then the red was our DK weight base in the ruby colorway. And Jennifer originally designed this with our DK yarn as well in autumnal colors, and so that was super fun. But I love this stitch pattern, so fun. And I got to the point where I could cable without a cable needle, and that made it go really fast. And I love these little simple eyelets. But yeah, this was a really enjoyable knit. And it's a really decent size too. Oh, it smells good. I used Tuft Woolens to block this in the Chai Spice scent, and oh, it smells wonderful. So yeah, looking forward to wearing this as it gets closer to Christmas. I've always wanted to have a Christmas shawl, so that's why I did that in those colors, and I'm really happy with it. It'll be nice to wear around Christmas time. So that is my first finished object, and then I wanted to show, this was how much yarn I had left over of the DK. So that took, I want to say it took, I think it was one full skein of the DK. So maybe it was two, I can't remember. I would just go off her yardage amounts that she lists in the pattern if you do knit it, because I had an extra one of these in case I needed it, but I remember I didn't have to get into it. So that is the Ode to Autumn shawl by Jennifer Rundhaug. And my next finished object is the Basic Bralette by SaraKnitsCo, and I bought this on Etsy, and this is it. Oh, it's so cute. So this was kind of a labor of love, even though it's a very simple pattern. I had cast this on last week sometime. I want to say it was like Wednesday of last week, and then it's worked from the bottom up, and I was almost done with it, and then I realized that my stitch count was off, and there really wasn't a way to fudge it. So I got to start over and do a twisted rib for the bottom, and I was much happier with that. So I like the look of the twisted rib. I feel like it can tend to kind of hold itself together a little bit more. So I was really happy with that. The only things that I would change for next time, I think I'm going to do the size smaller, because this is a cotton blend yarn that I used, and I'll show you the yarn. I held it double, so it's written for a worsted weight, and I had these two skeins of Cotton Fair from Premier, And they are 317 yards for 100 grams, 52% cotton, 48% acrylic. And it's a number 2 size weight yarn, so my guess is probably about a sport weight. So I held it double, and I really like this marled look. I usually don't love the look of marled yarn, but I like how that turned out. But these were the 2 skeins. This is what I have left. So I have a really good amount left. But yeah, I think I will do a smaller size just because, and I remembered thinking this when I cast it on, but I just wasn't sure how it was going to play out, was that cotton tends to kind of stretch out. I was hoping with the acrylic maybe it would be a little bit more, you know, keep its shape, which it did. It stretches out on the ribbing a bit. When I wore this yesterday when I finished it, and it just kind of kept, like, the ribbing part was just kind of stretched out a little bit. It didn't look crazy bad or anything, but it was just, I would have liked it if it kind of was a little bit snugger right there. The only other thing I would change is I knit this is actually crocheted. It's just chained. The strap I would do a little bit less, which I can still tack it down or undo it, which I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit. So those are the only things that I would change for this, but I really like this. It's really comfortable. I figured I might wear it today while it's going to be 90 degrees out and kind of see how it plays out, but I never got like hot in this yesterday at all. So yeah, I really like this. Super fun. Super like relatively quick knit. So this one I recast on Sunday night. Today is Thursday, and I finished it yesterday on Wednesday. So knits up really quick. So yeah, I'm just gonna go a size down for what it recommended for me, and I'm gonna try that and see if that works any better. So yeah, very happy. And let's see here. My next finished object is a skein of hand spun. I love this so much. So this is Wound Up Fiber Arts. This was a one-of-a-kind braid. I'm very happy with this. I love hand spun, and I really need to spin some more. I've got my notes on my iPad, so sorry that I keep getting on here. Let's see. So I got 234 yards, and like I said, it was a one-of-a-kind from Wound Up Fiber Arts, who is a Michigander, and I love her stuff. I think she's probably one of my favorite fiber dyers. I just love her colors. I love the way she preps her fiber. I just love it so much. So very happy with this. 234 yards, and it was about 114 grams. I just weighed it this morning. So my guess would be like DK to worsted, somewhere in there. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but makes me happy. All right, that is it for finished objects. Now I'll go into works in progress. Before we get into works in progress, I wanted to share my mug. It says woof on it. I'm drinking coffee this morning, and then it's got a little puppy face on the other side. My niece got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. I love it so much. So sweet. My niece and I are basically the same person. She works at a pet store, and she is dog obsessed, and it's too funny. My sister says all the time, she's like, you guys are literally the same person. She'll call her Tiffany sometimes on accident too. It's so funny. All right, so for works in progress, my first project is my Starflanket by Stephen West. It is in my SaraKnitsCo bag that I got on Etsy, which I adore, and there was a casualty to this bag a couple weeks ago by Benny, our almost 11-year-old yellow lab, who should be through his puppy phase, but apparently is not. You can see he decided that he wanted to chew on this when we went outside and didn't take him with us. Literally, we're just out in the backyard or in the garage. I don't remember where we were at, but we were outside, and him and Ella were in the house, and he decided, it was so funny. I remember I came in and I found this bag. I had it on the couch from where I was knitting, and it was just laying on his bed on the floor, just sitting there right in the middle of his bed. I was like, that's weird. And then when I picked it up later, I found that. Thankfully he didn't destroy it, but oh my gosh, too funny. So, oh, Benny. Okay, so my Starflanket, I am obsessed with this project. I am a little bummed that it's so, you know, so warm out, because this is a worsted weight blanket, so it's a little, it can still be a little bit hard to work on even when the AC is running, but I love it. So I will show you where I was at. So last time I was working on these pinwheels. I guess they're called parallelograms, and the whole thing is a pinwheel, but I have a marker. So there's my marker, which I want to show this off. This is my Ella marker that Eden made for me. Eden is from the Kraken Made, no, Let's Get Kraken podcast, and Kraken Made is her company. Isn't that cute? She made me a Benny one too. Those are our two dogs. And that's where I was at last time. So I finished all of the parallelograms, joined them together. Oh, and I wanted to share a tip. So in the pattern, when you join these all together, it tends to leave a pretty big hole here. And I noticed that on some pictures on Instagram. And what I ended up doing was on the other side, I just ran I ran my thread, oh my gosh, my yarn, through the bottom of each, like, I-cord stitch, if that makes any sense. So from each parallelogram, I just went into each stitch on the bottom and then cinched it up that way. I had tried to kind of cinch it up together in a bunch of different ways, but just going through the bottom of each stitch is what got me to get that to join all together real nicely. So otherwise I was going to put a button over it. I hated how it looked. I could not get it to look nice. So I was really happy with that. But this is where I'm at now. So I've added to it. This is all going to be in pinks and grays and purples. That is the color scheme that I've got. But I just love working on this. It's super mindless. It's a ton of stitches. It's like 500 some stitches, I think, at the moment. It's only going to get bigger, but worsted weight DK, I've been using both. And I'm using Chiao Goo. These are fixed. I bought these from Crazy Sock Lady, and they're size 7. And I love Chiao Goo. Love it. So yeah, I am really enjoying that project. Highly recommend it. I'm really excited that it's kind of scrappy. In a way, I have a ton of worsted weight yarn in general, like a lot of wool, and a lot of it's in solid colors. I don't have a ton of variegated. So this is really a great way for me to use that up, and I'm really enjoying it. Next up is a crochet blanket that I'm working on. I haven't showed this in ages. This is in a bag that my mom made for me. These are all of some of my dad's old Hawaiian shirts. He always had a Hawaiian shirt on, so she made me this scrappy bag to remember him. And I've also got a scrappy Sunday pin, which is from Crazy Sock Lady Co. Because this is the Battenberg blanket by Sandra Paul. This is a free pattern. And I have been really enjoying this. Yesterday I squared it off, so I now have the width that I want for it. Now I just have to add all of the length. And I am very, very happy with it. And I cast this on in 2020, so it's been a while, but I am very happy with how this is coming along. All these ends, but still worth it. And a lot of the ends I've been trying to crochet over, so that way I will have to just go through and snip, but there are plenty that I will have to actually weave in, but I don't mind weaving in ends. I really don't. So this is my corner here. But yeah, I really like this project. It's really relaxing. I'm using the join as you go method that Sandra talks about. You can see the tutorial on her YouTube channel. And it's all sock scraps. So I'll do a close up. So there's just the white square, which is, I think it's just 100% acrylic that I got from Michaels. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love that yarn. It's very fine, and it's pretty splitty, but for this size of a project, it was a pretty good deal. So it's like I said, I don't mind it, it's just not my favorite. It's wool-like from Loops and Threads. It's 678 yards for 100 grams. So yeah, super fine. Super fine. It's actually probably like a lace weight. But yeah, I am loving that project. This little box that I have says it's a brand new day. Cute. I've got my squares in here that are all made up and waiting to be put in. So loving that a lot. I can't wait to work on it some more. It's kind of nice for summer too, because I can just make up the colorful squares if it's too hot, and you know, not have to worry about joining anything together if it's too warm, and then I can join it, you know, when it's not too hot out or I've got the AC blasting. That's what I was doing yesterday, and that worked out really, really well. So the size hook that I'm using is a C, 2.75 millimeter from Clover. I love this hook. I don't know a ton about different hook types, but I'm really happy with these. I would not mind getting like a whole set of these because they're really nice. So now we'll move into sock whips. So I have a vanilla sock I'm working on that is the Patchwork colorway by Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns. It's a self-striping. This is what the yarn looks like. Super bright and fun. And I've got two socks at about the same place. So I've got the whole leg and cuff done, and I've got the heel turn done. I've got the gusset stitches picked up. I just need to decrease for the gusset. And then on the other sock, I am working on the heel flap. Yeah, I am really enjoying these. I'd like to get these past the heel ASAP, so that way I can have these kind of as my purse knitting. I love having a project in my purse for that purpose, just to, you know, if you're stuck anywhere, you've always got something you can be knitting on. The heel yarn is just an old, this is an old blue that I had in my stash from when we dyed yarn. I want to say, I don't remember, I don't even think this was a specific colorway, but I know this was the blue that we used in our mitten kits. But I don't remember if that was a specific colorway or not. Now it's been a few years since we dyed yarn, so I'm starting to forget a lot. a lot, but that's okay. My next sock work in progress is my summer sock camp cast on. So I cast these on my birthday, which was the end of May, and it is in my Mountain State Stitches bag, and I also got my new sock camp pins. I have my one from last year. I have this year's one from Crazy Sock Lady Co. And the yarn is Nomadic yarns in the Tinsel Tree colorway. So this is technically a Christmas colorway, but I just thought it was super fun and wanted to cast on. And I love these. So I got the leg done, and these are ready for the heel. And I wound up the yarn to do the heels. So, because I'm going to do a heel flap and gusset, because that is my favorite. It fits the best for me. And that took me a long time to figure out what fits the best for me. So if you're not sure, just keep trying different ones until you find out what you're liking, because it really took me a long time. I am using this crazy highlighter pink for my heels, and I'm so excited about it. This is Socks Yeah by Rachel Coopy, and it's just a little 50-gram skein. I got this at Spun in Ann Arbor when we went down at the beginning of May for our anniversary, Ethan and I, and that's going to be the heel color. Oh, love it. Love the neon. So fun. So can't wait to get the heels done on that too. I really need to just get out all my socks and do the heels and get it all done. That way we can start rocking and rolling, because I want to get some socks finished. And both of those socks are 64 stitches. I was using 9-inch circulars on one of the socks and signature needles and Knit Pro zings. I do like using DPNs. Those are a lot of fun. Although my next sock is on Magic Loop on Chiao Goose, and I really like that too. So this is in a little canvas bag that it's my family's business that we used to have when I was growing up. So cute. And so I thought this would be the perfect little knitting bag. My parents ended up selling their business actually didn't sell their business. We closed down their business and sold the building when I was 8. So I grew up there. The first bit of my life was in a music store, and that was a lot of fun. So I am knitting the Morning Coffee Socks by Crazy Sock Lady. And this is in our old colorway Nymphadora Tonks. And it's just this really sweet texture. And I actually cast these on last year for sock camp and then never finished them, because I don't tend to go towards pattern socks, but lately I've been working on this and I really have been enjoying it. It's a really simple, mindless sock pattern, so I've definitely been drawn to it more and more lately, especially with it being so warm. It's kind of nice to have other options besides a plain vanilla sock to work on outside. So that's been nice when we're grilling, or if Ethan's working on his bike with his brother, I'll sit out there and I can just kind of sit in my little chair and knit and not be super, super warm. This is what the colorway looks like. It's just a little pastel pink, lots of pops of color in there. And those are size US 1 needles as well. I think those are a 32-inch, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 32-inch cable. Love Chiao Gu needles so much. So much. So that is it for my socks. And that is also it for my works in progress. So let's move on to acquisitions. So since we spoke last, I had my 33rd birthday and had quite a few goodies. So I wanted to share all the goodies that I got that were knitting related. And we also, my mom and I met up with my aunt, who is my dad's sister, and we had like a little birthday celebration. My mom and I have birthdays that are 4 days apart, so usually we get together around then and celebrate. So that was a lot of fun. So one of the things, this I ordered for myself in the name of birthday month, so I figure I'll share this first. This is a little opal mini skein pack that I got on Etsy. I love opal yarn and I love opal minis, and I was watching well, actually, I've never used opal minis, but I love opal yarn, so I'm sure I love the minis. I was watching the Night Owl Fibers podcast, and Brenda loves opal yarn, and when I was watching it, I was like, oh, me too. You know, it kind of got me like on this kick of wanting to knit with opal a lot. So I blame Brenda for that. And so that's why I bought those minis, because I really want to make like a scrappy blanket with opal yarn. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I got this from my mom. She made me this adorable scrappy clutch, and it's so cute. It's nice and like quilted, nice and firm. And it's hot pink on the inside, which I love. So this is just so sweet and so well made, and I just adore it. I've been debating on what to use it for. I was thinking of, I could either use it as a project bag, I could use it just to store things here in my craft room, but I also think it'd be kind of fun just to have as a little bag in my purse for like medicines and things like that. So let's see what I use it for, but I love it so much. Thank you, Mom. It makes me so happy and so special. So I love that. Something that my aunt made me, she bought this little canvas pouch and then embroidered my name on there and added these little rosettes. I thought this would also be like a perfect notions pouch in my knitting bag. That would be cute. I got this sock knitting Bible from Ethan. I remember seeing this book, it was either on a podcast or on Instagram. I just thought this seemed neat. So it's by Lynn Rowe. And it just seems like a lot of fun. This is what's on the back. Lots of different patterns. I love a good sock knitting book. So excited about that. Something that my aunt gave me is this big basket, which I love. I have the top off. It's so pretty. I've been really wanting a basket like this too. I think it'd be really perfect for working on a big blanket. Like I've got a brioche blanket that I'm working on. My Starflanket I think would be a good one to put in here too. And you know, could keep it by the couch and then work on it in the winter. I just think that'd be great. But in the basket were 6 skeins of this undyed wool. And my guess is it's about a worsted weight. It's a 2-ply. This is it, not in the bag. And I just thought this was so pretty. It's definitely 100% wool. It's not scratchy feeling, but it's very woolly feeling, which is wonderful. And I think it'd be cool if, I'd have to see how much yardage is in each hank, but I think it'd be really neat to do like a cabled Aran sweater in this. So I hope I have enough. I think it's just gonna kind of depend on how much yardage is in each hank and what pattern I use. So yeah, I thought that was really fun. Some other goodies that I got. This is from Amy, who comes to our knit night. She had these 2 skeins of sock yarn, and she was like, I'm not gonna use these, would you like them? I'm like, heck yeah. So it's Plymouth yarn, shades of Cicada, I would say. And it is 45% cotton, 40% wool, and 15% nylon, and it's 414 yards for 100 grams. Yeah, I thought these were super neat, so I'm really excited to give these a try. Whether I'll use them in socks or something else, I'm not sure, but I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I got a small pocket scale, so something I can keep in my knitting bag, weigh, you know, see what I've got left of mini skeins and things like that. Use it for scrappy socks. It'd be fun. And then, speaking of opal yarn, Ethan grabbed me a couple skeins of opal that I had on my Etsy. So we've got Sweet and Spicy 3. This is saffron. So cute. And the color is 9121. And this is one of the Vincent van Gogh ones. The color number is 5431. And this is Wetterleuchten in 9325. So really pretty. I'm so excited for these. I really am opal obsessed too, so I'm excited to be building my collection of opal yarns, and I do really like the idea of making a opal blanket. I have a lot of blankets going at the moment, so I need to wait on that and get a little bit further, but that is definitely in my future. So I believe that is it for any knitting related acquisitions. One of the things that I got for my birthday that's super fun is a outdoor dog bath. I have been really wanting something just to make it a lot easier to bathe my dogs at home. And it's called the Booster Bath, and it stands outside, and Ethan hooked it up so that way we have temperature controlled water. Like, we have the hot and cold outside, and he was able to get like a splitter so that way we could you know, make it so it's not so cold for the dogs, because even, you know, even on a 90-degree day, if that water's ice cold, it's still too much. So that's been really nice. I've been bathing them a couple of times. I bathed Benny last night. He's up here. He's laying on my futon. And yeah, that's been a lot of fun. It's so nice. And you can add on these like steps that you can also use as a ramp for like getting in and out of the car and things like that. It's detachable. It's so fun. So that's been really, really neat and nice to have. I had my own blow dryer anyways, so I use that to blow dry them too. And it's been really nice just to kind of utilize that bath as almost like a grooming table too. So I dry them in it too. It's really, really nice. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with my booster bath for the dogs. I don't think they're loving it as much as I am, but it's fun. I guess we'll get into life stuff. I feel like I kind of already am. So I had my 33rd birthday. It was on May 29th. My mom came over, Ethan's parents and his siblings were over, and one of his brother's girlfriends, and it was so nice. We did pizza and we did s'mores and a bonfire, and oh my gosh, it was wonderful. It was so fun. Just super chill, relaxing. Really, really enjoyed it. It was perfect birthday. I loved it. Got together with my mom and my aunt. That was really fun. That was on my mom's birthday, which is the 25th. And mom and I went out to eat and had the best Reuben. It was so good. It's at the Blue Shamrock in St. Louis, Michigan. It was so good. So good. Let's see what else. Not much has been going on here. Ethan and his brother, they still are kind of working on their bikes. They like tweaking them all the time, and it's super fun. So I've been hanging out with them usually every night. They'll hang out in their garage and work on the bikes, and it's just super fun. It's super chill and just a really good time to be outside and hang out together. Other than that, I've been working on decluttering and organizing. That's been really nice. Like, feels really good to do. I like to try to declutter a couple times a year just to keep a hold of things that are coming in, just so there's not so much to manage. I feel like there's certain aspects of my life that are very like minimalist, and there's others like my crafting supplies, which are not. And so just trying to keep a balance is really nice, you know. I watch on YouTube, there's a girl, her channel is called Clutterbug. I've really been enjoying watching hers. And then there's one called The Minimal Mom, which I like as well, if you guys are interested in any of that stuff. But that's been a lot of fun. It just feels good. It feels so good to make room and just not have, you know, so much. So that's been nice. yeah, so pretty much that's just what's been going on. Nothing else. I'm really trying to not say so much. I'm so sorry. There was I'm probably gonna like really work on my editing this time. There were a couple comments on my last video that were kind of calling me out for the amount of times I was saying and so yeah. So I'm really trying to not do that. And I didn't take it to heart. They were not the nicest comments, but I just figured it's probably just trolls. But I'm gonna really work on it and work on my editing. And I know you guys don't mind, and I don't care when I hear it in other podcasts, but I know it can be annoying. So I will see what I can do for that in editing, but I know that you guys get it and you don't mind, I don't think. So thank you guys for being so supportive. You guys are awesome. And I'm hoping that I will work on coming back more often. I think that will also help with maybe my flow of things as well. You know, the more you do this, the more comfortable and seamless it can be. So that is my plan, is to keep doing this more frequently. I've got my AC up here now, so it's a little bit easier. You know, I have my little setup up here, so it's a lot easier when everything's pre-set up to just come up here and record. So that is the plan. Maybe I'll do some vlogs. Let me know if you guys do want to see anything. You know, I'd be happy to do some video of that. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I really would like to do this as a premiere. We'll see if that happens. If it does, if I ever am able to do a premiere on YouTube, I will post it on Instagram or maybe in this community tab. I've never used the community tab, I don't think. Maybe I did last time, I don't remember. But yeah, I will try and give you guys a heads up if I'm able to do that. So, all right, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.